Do you know someone with dementia? Sometimes it can be really difficult to care for them and causes a lot of frustration. Hi, I'm Melissa, and today we're going to talk about best ways to care for someone with dementia. Number one, don't argue with them. It's best to redirect, sort of as you would do with a child. For example, they may not remember that their loved one has passed away, and they may say, "Where's George?" You just want to redirect and say, "George is not here right now." So you don't want to argue. Don't be combative with the person. Accept their reality. Sometimes they may not want to do certain things at one moment, like, for example, take a shower. You might want to back off on that issue for a while and then try it again about 10 minutes later. They might forget whatever the reason was. They might not have wanted to do it before. Number two, use simple language. We have a client that unfortunately I've made the mistake of going in and starting to talk to her. She had very advanced stages of dementia, and I had made the mistake of going in to talk to her, and I used way too complex language and sentence structure with her. I went on, and she just looked at me with this blank look, and she actually started crying. So I learned from that, you have to use simple language. Let them process one thing at a time. When presenting them with options, it's time to eat, for example. Don't just say, "What do you want for dinner?" Because that opens up so many frustrations for them. They have to remember all of the options. Give them just two options. Would you prefer fish or chicken? Number three, give explicit instructions for tasks. Instead of just telling them, "Get dressed," tell them specifically step-by-step directions of how to get dressed. First, you put on your undergarments. Then you put on your pants. Put one leg in, then put the other leg in. Another example would be, instead of just telling the person, "Go brush your teeth," give them step-by-step directions again. Hand them the toothbrush. Say, "Let me put the toothpaste on for you." Okay, now put it in your mouth. Go back and forth. Sort of like how you teach a child how to brush their teeth. You need to remember to do this step by step. It can cause a lot of frustration when they don't remember how to do things, even simple tasks. 4, proper clothing. So we just discussed talking about going step by step with people when helping them to dress. Another thing you want to try to do is to alleviate frustrations as well. Have them have clothes that have Velcro instead of buttons or zippers, because at the more advanced stages of dementia, they lose their dexterity, and that will cause a lot of frustration when they cannot do the buckle or the zipper. Number 5, labeling doors and drawers. So often they forget where they have the silverware, where they have their underwear drawer, so you want to label these drawers very carefully, and you want to have large, thick text so that they can see it very clearly. Also, you want to make the background of something that you want them to really stand out, for them to see better, alternating colors. So for example, when they're going to use the toilet, having a rug around the toilet that is in a darker color that offsets the white color of the toilet, it helps them to be able to focus better on their task. 6, prioritize home safety. Falls are a very common issue with all seniors, especially people with dementia. So make sure that you are going over all of the preventative measures you can take in your home to keep this from happening. Reference our video on how to minimize fall risks for more information. Some other safety measures you want to make sure to take in your home is to have someone there when the person is cooking. Sometimes they'll forget to turn off the oven. Obviously, this is very dangerous as it could cause a fire. You want to make sure that all of the utensils they're going to be using are at arm's length. You don't want them to have to step up on a step stool to try to reach things high up in a cabinet.
With regards to safety in a home, there was a situation where, with another agency in another state, not in North Carolina, situation where a caregiver was taking care of someone with dementia. That person with dementia actually had an unsecure firearm in the home and fatally wounded the caregiver. This incident was a year ago. It wasn't in North Carolina. It wasn't with our agency, but it's an example that I like to use on the importance of safety when it comes to dealing with individuals with dementia. Having an unsecure firearm in the home can be very, very dangerous. And either way you want to do it, but you either want to secure the weapon or remove it from the home completely as the owner of the premises. This is something that it's obviously a very rare scenario, but it can happen. It's something that's very important that we want to put out there for you guys.
7, record voice notes. If you have a certain person that you know, that a loved one that you know, a daughter or a son that the person always listens to, you might want to record a voice note, reminding them to do certain things like taking a shower. This helps them to comfort them, and you can play it as many times as you need to. 8, stay on a consistent schedule. Sometimes part of the frustration with people with dementia is they don't know when something is going to be happening. You can record a morning message about something that's going to happen later in the day. Again, this can be from the daughter or the son, a voice of someone that they know and they love. And it can tell them, Dad, I'm going to come pick you up at 6 o'clock and we're going to go out to dinner. This helps to comfort them to know what's happening. And you can, again, play that as many times as you need to remind them of things that are happening. Some other benefits of a consistent schedule is just the comfort of knowing what's happening next. We all thrive on consistency. Staying on a consistent sleep schedule as well can help people. One thing that people with dementia may have, it's called sundowning. So similar to a newborn infant, sometimes that they'll be more active at night than they are during the day. So having a caregiver there, having someone there to try to help them to stay active and engaged during the day, again, staying on that consistent schedule of staying active during the day, engaged in activities, this will help them to then be able to sleep better at night and stay on that consistent schedule. 9, keep them active and engaged. So again, as we talked about, keeping them on that consistent schedule, keeping them busy during the day. Some examples of that might be playing music from an era that is special to them. It helps to comfort them a lot. Also, showing them a photo album, having them talk about a certain era from those photos that just brings up those loving memories, telling you about the loved ones. It might be their wedding. It might be the birth of their grandchild or their great-grandchild. Letting them tell you stories. It really comforts them to have those memories, because those long-term memories are more ingrained than the short-term memories that they often have difficulty with at this stage. Also keep them busy with other activities such as puzzles, crossword puzzles, Sudoku, activities like that. Taking them to activities at a senior center where they can be social and stay engaged. 10, get support. Educate yourself. So a really great book that we really recommend is The 36-Hour Day. It gives a lot of great hands-on recommendations for working with people with dementia. It also explains more in detail about what the disease specifically is. Reach out to support groups. One that we really like is the Dementia Alliance of North Carolina. We've actually sponsored and donated at their events.
One great support group is the Dementia Alliance of North Carolina. We've actually sponsored and donated to a lot of their events, and so this is a great place, one-stop shop to go to if you need additional resources on how to manage or deal with an individual who has dementia.
Another aspect of support is to hire a home care agency that specializes in dementia care. We actually have the Alzheimer's Association conduct trainings regularly with our caregivers. Having that extra support in the home can actually give you a break and give you peace of mind. If you'd like to learn more about working with us, go to www.absihc.com/Raleigh.